Party media can't survive either. Editors and reporters demand pay. China's financial sector in turmoil. Bank, China Merchants Bank, and Ping giants in crisis. Explosion in Shenyang residential building. People blown out from 14th floor. Yuan Hongbing, Xi Jinping wants to hold Jiang Zemin accountable. China's export thrust worries analysts, foreign investors. It's all covered in today's China Truths. Party media can't survive either. Editors and reporters demand pay. On April 10, 2023, employees of Pyongyang City Broadcasting and Television Station in China protested unpaid wages. Screenshots circulating online showed staff holding 6 banners with red fabric and white letters. The banners read, "Television personnel at Pyongyang City Broadcasting and Television Station need to eat, need to survive, and need wages. Party media owes allegiance to the party. Television personnel must return to fiscal support. The party's mouthpiece cannot be abandoned. Television personnel need to assert their rights. Demanding wages for survival is just and right. Addressing workers' livelihoods is urgent." Regarding this, some netizens remarked, "It's unbelievable that even the Broadcasting and Television Group would also fall into such a predicament. You've been punished for telling lies every day, right? If you report fake news all day, how will your salary be paid? Continue to promote the withered party. Follow the party and pursue your dreams." Some said that things are going downhill under Xi Jinping. A search for the above content on mainland Chinese networks on April 10 yielded only one article, titled "Pyongyang Broadcasting and Television Station Staff Demand Pay." The reaction is overwhelming, which was published on Weibo and has since been deleted. Back on February 20, 2016, during Xi Jinping's inspection of the state-run CCTV, a banner was prominently displayed asserting CCTV's allegiance to the party, absolute loyalty, please review. This was intended to showcase unwavering loyalty to the CCP and Xi Jinping. Nevertheless, the harsh reality now is that even CCP's own media outlets are grappling with the issue of unpaid wages, leaving their dedicated, party-loyal employees struggling to make ends meet. However, the issue of unpaid wages within China's broadcasting and television system isn't new. A video from September 5, 2023, revealed that the broadcasting and television staff in Guangxi Guilin had gone half a year without pay. The footage displayed dozens of employees with banners proclaiming, "We need to survive. We urgently request our leaders to intervene." One woman vocally stressed, "It's been 8 months without pay," while others passionately chanted, "We need to keep surviving. We want to live." Amid China's economy facing a slew of daunting challenges, not only the broadcasting system but also civil servants are experiencing wage delays. Last year, Radio Free Asia reported that financial challenges in the Chinese government have resulted in salary reductions and delays for civil servants in Nanjing, Tianjin, Shandong, and other regions. In Jilin, pension payments have been stopped, prompting some government bodies to borrow money from temples. Despite the widespread issue of unpaid wages among Chinese civil servants, there's a notable lack of advocacy. Mr. Jang, from Jiaozhou, Shandong, explained to Radio Free Asia that many civil servants have other income sources and benefit from the government's significant revenue from land sales in previous years. He noted, even without salaries for several months, there's no uprising because their additional income suffices. Moreover, they enjoy retirement and healthcare benefits, which are much better than those of ordinary citizens. China's financial sector in turmoil. Bank, China Merchants Bank, and Ping giants in crisis. There is currently a widespread sense of alarm within China's financial sectors due to a series of unsettling events. Investigation at Bank Jinan. On April 10, Xiao Jin, the general manager of Bank's Jinan branch, was detained by Shandong police for questioning. The reasons behind his detention remain speculative with no clear cause identified. Xiao is well known in the real estate industry, having held significant positions at major companies like Sino-Ocean Land and Vanke. Vanke recently disclosed a downturn in its 2023 financials, reporting a 7.56% fall in operating revenue to approximately $64.4 billion and a 46.4% reduction in net profits to around $1.7 billion. In response, senior executives have taken a salary cut to about $1,383 per month, and the company aims to reduce its debt by roughly $13.8 billion within 2 years. Following these announcements, Vanke's stock price plunged to 7.58 yuan per share, a 5.13% drop and its lowest since 2015. Vanke's bonds also saw significant losses later in the day. Additionally, the broader Chinese A-share market experienced marked declines, particularly in the tech-heavy Chi-Next index, exacerbated by a negative adjustment to China's credit outlook by Fitch Ratings. Northbound investment outflows for the day totaled nearly $569 million. On April 10, S&P Global Ratings downgraded Vanke to junk status, joining Moody's and Fitch in signaling concerns over the company's increasing financial pressures and declining market position, despite its substantial government backing. This downgrade reflects the challenges Vanke faces in a consistently weak real estate market, predicting significant declines in sales and profit margins through 2026. China Merchants Bank is on shaky ground. China Merchants Bank, traditionally a stable pillar in Chinese banking known for its robust performance, has faced a significant downturn. This king of retail banking disclosed in its March 25, 2024 annual report a decline in operating income of -1.64% for 2023, the first drop in 14 years and a stark contrast to 2009 when revenues fell by 6.98%. In a recent briefing, the bank's president, Wang Liang, acknowledged the economic squeeze, urging cost cuts and revenue increases to counteract the adverse trends. This downturn is not isolated to China Merchants Bank but is indicative of a broader trend in the sector. 13 of the 22 A-share listed banks, including major players like Industrial and Commercial Bank of China, China Construction Bank, and Agricultural Bank of China, reported negative revenue growth for 2023. Additionally, banks such as China Industrial Bank, China Everbright Bank, and Zhengzhou Bank experienced declines in profit. With economic uncertainties mounting, analysts warn that the risks to China Merchants Bank are increasing, which is causing investor confidence to wane regarding its future viability. Ping An Trust is facing a thunderstorm. At the same time, Ping An Trust, one of the largest trust companies in China, has quickly descended into crisis. According to reports, significant problems have arisen in some of Ping An Trust's projects, and multiple products failed catastrophically at the same time, leading to substantial losses for investors. As previously reported, since April 9, there has been a surge in Ping An Trust customers asserting their rights. They gathered at Ping An Financial Center for a protest, and the size of the crowd prompted the deployment of riot police to ensure order. Explosion in Shenyang residential building, people blown out from 14th floor. On April 10, a devastating liquefied gas explosion occurred in a residential building in Sujiatan, Shenyang, resulting in multiple fatalities and injuries. Witnesses reported seeing individuals blown down from the 14th floor in a scene described as horrifying. An eyewitness exclaimed, it's over, gone," from the 14th floor. The explosion was severe enough to set the building ablaze, sending up plumes of black smoke as onlookers gathered below. Additionally, a car appeared to be crushed by the blast. An official report confirmed that the blast injured 4 people, with 1 dying despite emergency efforts. The remaining victims are receiving medical treatment. The Shenyang Fire Department stated that the initial explosion, which led to a fire, occurred in an apartment on the 14th floor. The fire was successfully extinguished by early morning, and investigations into the exact cause are ongoing. Online reactions included concerns about safety, with one person advising the use of electric cooking methods over gas for added safety. Yuan Hongbing, Xi Jinping wants to hold Jiang Zemin accountable. The Chinese Communist Party is currently mired in both domestic and international troubles, leading to the indefinite postponement of the third plenary session. Yuan Hongbing, an Australian jurist, told the Epoch Times that a major reason for the delay is Xi Jinping's initial plan to fully reject Jiang Zemin's policies at the session, blaming him for issues such as governance, corruption, economic downturn, and ensuing social crises. She intended to introduce a new reform path incorporating Mao's ideas. However, incidents involving Defense Minister Li Shangfu and Foreign Minister Qin Gang eroded the trust needed to pursue this new direction, leading to the session's postponement. Mr. Yuan Hongbing explains that Kai Chi's current prominence within the CCP is not solely due to his rivalry with Li Qiang or his adeptness at political flattery, but also his control over the powerful Central Secretariat. This influence was critical when Kai Chi, along with other Secretariat members, proposed a bold strategy to Xi to mitigate public discontent with the regime by initiating a new internal party struggle against Jiang's legacy during the third plenary. Xi Jinping praised this proposal, seeing it as a chance to craft a leadership image to rival Mao Zedong's. Although Jiang's tenure was marked by widespread corruption and severe human rights abuses, she has continued some of Jiang's policies, especially those targeting Falun Gong, and maintained a high regard for Jiang posthumously. Zhuge Mingyang, an independent writer, contends that she seeks to deflect blame onto Jiang to navigate out of the crisis, but it's unclear if he will act on this. Had she addressed these issues at the start of his tenure, he might have avoided the current predicaments, which are partly self-inflicted. Following the 20th Congress, a series of scandals involving Xi's appointees, who have shown disloyalty and been implicated in corruption, further complicates the situation. This ongoing corruption scandal within Xi's circle undermines the feasibility of placing all blame on Jiang without appearing hypocritical. Nevertheless, Yuan believes Xi won't abandon his strategy of denouncing Jiang as it remains his most viable political recourse. She had also considered repudiating Deng Xiaoping's contrasting policies but decided against it due to insufficient political clout. Mr. Yuan suggests that Xi might revisit this strategy once he resolves the issues of disloyalty and corruption among his officials. Moreover, should Xi provoke and succeed in a conflict over Taiwan, he might then feel empowered to openly criticize both Jiang and potentially Deng, aiming to secure his legacy as a leading figure of communist stature comparable to Mao Zedong. China's export thrust worries analysts, foreign investors. While Chinese policymakers strive to boost economic growth through increased exports, there are significant concerns about the country's surplus industrial capacity and declining domestic demand. Analysts and foreign investors argue that China's economic fundamentals remain weak, and many investors remain cautious, keeping their investments in China limited. Additionally, Sino-US geopolitical tensions are viewed as a major external risk during a U.S. election year, while domestic challenges in the property market continue to pose significant risks. Michael Ashley Schulman, Chief Investment Officer at Running Point Capital in California, pointed out that foreign companies are finding it difficult to succeed in China due to a drop in consumer confidence amid a slowing economy, a stagnant property market, and high youth unemployment, which are all curtailing discretionary spending. He emphasized that the ongoing economic downturn, deflation, and increasing bad debts, intensified by a prolonged housing crisis, are putting significant strain on China's banks and financial system. U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen recently reiterated a strong message against China's new sector collapses caused by excessive exports during her 4-day talks aimed at urging China to manage its overproduction. In a press conference, she stressed President Joe Biden's commitment to preventing a repeat of the early 2000s China shock, which led to the loss of approximately 2 million American manufacturing jobs due to rising Chinese exports. Yellen highlighted the critical link between Beijing's manufacturing support and its domestic development goals, using her visit to spotlight China's excessive investments that have created industrial capacities far exceeding both domestic and global demands, posing threats to American and international businesses. This issue of surplus manufacturing capacity, particularly in emerging industries like electric vehicles, batteries, and solar energy products, has been worsening, undermining competitive workers and businesses in countries like the US, Mexico, and India. Since reopening in November 2022, Chinese policymakers have been aggressively implementing measures to rekindle economic growth through various monetary, fiscal, and industrial policies. Despite these efforts, China's massive underused manufacturing capacity has struggled to meet sufficient domestic demand, leading to a strategic pivot towards bolstering exports as a growth driver. Recent data show a significant increase in China's exports, with overseas shipments increasing by 7.1% in the January-February period compared to the previous year, surpassing economist forecasts and showing a considerable improvement over the preceding month's performance. This resulted in a record trade surplus of $125 billion, while imports experienced a growth rate of 3.5%. However, experts warn that reliance on exports is precarious due to heightened geopolitical risks, especially with the US. Global investors remain skeptical, particularly due to potential adverse effects of the US presidential election on the Chinese market and possible retaliatory measures by China, such as issues surrounding TikTok. These concerns are compounded by the ongoing weakness in China's property market, which, despite government efforts, has seen limited improvement and remains a central topic of concern for investors. Yellen's warnings and the ongoing economic challenges suggest that while there is room for negotiation between China and the Biden administration, the outcome could shift dramatically depending on the U.S. election results. Let us know your thoughts on today's topic by leaving a comment below. If you found this video helpful, please share it with a friend. It inspires us to continue creating more quality and reliable content. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more interesting insights from China Truths. Thanks for tuning in.